What's up, YouTube? I'm Steve Wright, and welcome back to Baseline to Baseline. And today, I'm starting my top 25 teams in the nation in college basketball, and we're about 2 weeks away, a little less than 2 weeks away from the start of the season. I can't wait. I'm glad that it's here. Hope all goes well with the virus, and we start. I'm not even gonna get into it. But anyway, my number one team I'm starting with is Gonzaga. And I'm sure it's not a surprise to a lot of people, but they're my number one pick. They lost they lost over 50 points out of their starting lineup. And a lot of times teams lose that. It's difficult to have those high expectations, but the returning players that he does have, and the freshmen coming in, and the transfer he has coming in, and the kid that they had sitting out warrants this ranking, in my opinion. Let's start with the strengths of this team. The strengths are their versatility. This team has a lot of 2 and 3 level scorers. They also are athletic, great size at the guard position. The Suggs kid, Jalen Suggs, that they're bringing in, he's 6'5", lead guard, point guard, combo guard. I like him as a lead guard, somebody who looks to score and then set his teammates up. He's the best recruit that they've had at Gonzaga. But the versatility, the size on the wing and the perimeter, and they still have some threats inside also with Timmy back. Weaknesses are, it's not many for this team, except they lost a lot of points, but they're bringing in a lot of good players. The inexperience will be a weakness for theirs, but I don't think it'll last long. Let's start off with the guards. Like I said, Jalen Suggs is 6'5", 3-level scorer, top 10 high school player in the nation. He puts you in mind of Jamal Murray, except he's more athletic. He's stronger. He played football in high school, was a quarterback, was the state's player of the year, I believe, in football and basketball. But he's a great offensive player. I don't think he will need to defer, even though he's going to have good scores around him. But I think he will have to take the lead because he is their best offensive weapon, and he'll need to go ahead and do that. He'll have help, so he should be comfortable doing that. Then they have Joel Ayayi, who's also a 6'5" guard. He's a 3-level scorer. He's athletic. He's great in transition. He can also run the point. But he's got deep shooting range. Like I said, he's another long 6'5" guard that can score. He's got experience too. He flirted with the draft last year and pulled his name out. Then we'll go with Corey Kispert, who is a veteran, who's a 6'7", shooting guard, small forward, great shooter, great shooting range, great at catching and shooting, coming off a screen and shooting, coming off the screen, taking a couple of bounces and getting into the mid-range to shoot. He puts it on the floor pretty good, enough to be where he's a threat to be a 3-level scorer. He gives them experience, and I think he'll have a good year. He had a good year last year, and he will be one of the leading voices of this team. His experience and his play will dictate that. And then we'll go with Aaron Cook, who is going to be a big key. He's a transfer from Southern Illinois. He is the smallest of the guards that they have. He's 6'2". He is a great athlete. He's a dynamic scorer. He's a 3-level scorer. He can get his shot off. He can get to the rim. He can pass. He'll be able to do anything this team needs him to do to win. He's an upgrade, I believe, from the kids he brought in last year, which was Woolridge and the kid, I can't think of his name right now, came in from Texas A&M. But I think he's a better player than those two were. And they were good players, but this guy's really good. I think he gives them an edge where if something's not going right, his experience will help them. He played last year, he broke his hand, and just only played 6 games last year, but he was a big pickup for them. Then we'll go with Dominic Harris, who's out of California, who's another 6'5", shooting guard, 3-level scorer, a great athlete. When he has the ball in his hands, I like the decisions he makes when he gets into the lane, whether to pull up and shoot a floater, or get all the way to the rim. He's very good at making those decisions. Like I say, he can score from all 3 levels, so he makes threes also. I think he put up a 50-point game in high school. He's a freshman. He won't be asked to do a lot, but he can. And there will come a time when they will, in parts of the year, ask him to do a lot because he's dynamic. And this team can play small and they can play big, as you'll see as I go on. Now moving on to the forwards, the one they have coming back that's the top kid is Drew Timme. He's 6'9". He's a sturdy, wide body, power forward. He really scores really good around the basket with both hands. He's got good touch from 17, 15 on in. He's a good passer out of double teams. He uses a good pump fake around the rim to get his shots. He is a classic low post scorer that can also, like I say, hit from 15, 17 on in. He is going to be probably their top inside guy, depending on the other kid I'm getting ready to mention in a few minutes. But then they have Anton Watson, who was hurt last year. He hurt his shoulder. He is a 6'7" small forward. He's a slasher. He can get to the hole. He can finish at the basket. He plays bigger than his size when he gets around that rim. He plays bigger. He scores really well around that basket. He's also capable of making a three. He's capable of leading a fast break and making good decisions with his ball handling and his passing. He's a great athlete. And like I say, he's a capable three-point shooter also. And he gives them a lot of versatility. With him on the floor and Ayayi and Scruggs and even Harris, that they can really play small. They can give teams trouble. Then we'll move on to another freshman, Julian Strother, who is a 6'7" small forward / shooting guard. Great shooter. Scores at all 3 levels. He's a good ball handler. He can facilitate a little bit, but his scoring the ball is what he does well. And like I say, this team is loaded with 2 and 3 level scorers, and he is one of them. Deep shooter. He needs to get his elbow up on his shot, though. He shoots a real low trajectory, but he needs to get his elbow up. But he can shoot, and I think that will come up with time when he gets the elbow up. But he can get to the cup and score. Like I say, it's 3 levels. He's a good athlete, and he's a good defender. He and Watson are both great wing defenders, along with Ayayi and Scruggs. Gives them a lot of length out there on the perimeter. Then we have Pavel Zakharov, who's 6'11". He's a power forward, stretch forward. He's got good shooting touch. He can put the ball on the floor and make baskets also by getting by you. He uses a pump fake really nice to get by you. He's a solid player who's going to be looking to get more playing time. He uses both hands well around the basket, and I think he will be somebody that when he comes in, it won't be a lot of drop-off. It won't be a liability when he's in the game. Then they have 6'6" small court shooting guard, Martinez Arlauskas. I'm sorry, Martinez, if I'm butchering your name, which I probably am, but he gives them another wing shooter with size. He's a great shooter. But then we're going to go to the guy that had to sit out last year. When he got to campus, he was 17 years old. And the NCAA made him sit out. I don't know why. It may have been a discrepancy with his transcripts. Kid probably speaks 3 or 4 languages. And the NCAA is going to say, no. And I'm like, okay. But sitting out probably helped him get acclimated to practicing with his team, acclimated to college life. But this kid is a giant. He's 7 feet. He's athletic. He's strong. He's got good hands. He scores with touch around the basket, or he's going to dunk on you. He's got good shooting touch. I've seen him make a 3. He won't have to, but I have seen him step out and make a 3, but he's got good shooting skills. He's got good footwork. He eats up a lot of space. He's a great rebounder. He's a shot blocker. He looks like he was the size of Shaq when Shaq was at LSU. But his touch is a lot better. His fundamentals, his skills are a lot better than Shaq's were. This kid could be like an Elijah Wan kid, but he's going to be an X factor depending on how ready is he to play after sitting out. Luckily, he's got a great coach, and I'm sure they developed him during this time. I think this is a great year for Gonzaga to make a Final Four run and possibly give Mark Few his first championship. Offensively, they lost 50 points. It's over 50 points, as I said, but this team is still going to score. They outscored their opponents by 20 a game last year, and I suspect that it will be the same. It could be more, depending on how well the freshmen adjust. But this should be a great year for Gonzaga. They do have a couple of threats out there in their conference, like Brigham Young, to name one. And but they are the class of that conference and the West Coast. So I'm picking Gonzaga right now. It's preseason. Remember, it's preseason. But I'm picking Gonzaga right now. Do they have the coach that can get them over the hump when they get there and win a championship? Yes, they do. So I'm looking forward to watching Gonzaga play. I hope you are too. Next time I'll be covering the number 2 team in my preseason top 25. Please hit like, subscribe, hit the bell. For everybody that's subscribed, thank you so much. And I'll see you next time.